Good morning, everybody. My name is Jo with Jo Wise Leadership, and today we are having a talk about why you need to be in the right organization for you. I'm just going to get set up here while Facebook builds an audience, and I'll be with you in a moment. All right, how are we going? We're starting to get people coming on. Good morning. Say hi when you get here. For you. Okay. Whoop. All right. Okie dokie. Well, let's get kicked off today. I wanted to have a bit of a chat today about why it's so important to be in the right organization for you. I spoke to, a lot of people that I work with. Good morning, Nadine, nice to see you. A lot of people I work with are professional women, working in large organizations or, smaller organizations. Some women are even running their own businesses. And I had a really interesting conversation with a client of mine last week. Now, this client of mine I finished working with probably right towards the end of last year. And once a client, always a client. So she gave me a call the other day and we had a really great chat. It was absolutely amazing to speak to her because she's been in her new role now for about 3 months since the end of last year. And she is very, very happy. She's going to the gym regularly, which is something that's super important to her. She's working with a fabulous team which lift each other up and are really, really supportive. If they've got massive projects on, then they all pull in together and work together. She's been learning lots of leadership skills at the next high level because she's really stepped up to a massive higher level. She's doing lots of new things like, in media and heaps of new stuff. And to hear her voice on the phone, she was so bubbly and happy and, telling me all of the things she's doing and where she's really been challenged. But when she's talking about the things about being challenged, she's speaking about it like it's an opportunity, like it's an exciting thing to do. And it's absolutely amazing because cast back a little bit, when I met her probably sort of a little bit through last year, we were having a conversation. I met her at a networking event. We were having a conversation. She was asking me what I was doing and I was telling her, and as we were speaking, you could see her sort of going tick, 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 tick. She was working in an organisation at the time which she'd committed to work to. She'd actually been there for quite a while. There'd been lots of organisational changes and her role had changed a number of times. And when I met her, the organisation really wasn't aligned with who she was. She was looking around her and seeing that a lot of people were putting each other down. There wasn't a nice feel about work. She would get home at the end of every day and the end of every week absolutely exhausted from working so hard, but feeling like that she was always pushing against, everything she did, she had to really push against everybody to get anything through. There was a low morale, people put each other down all the time, and it just wasn't a nice place to be. And when we were having that discussion right at the start, it was really obvious to me that the business she was working for was not in line with the things that were important to her or for her values. And when that happens, it has such a huge impact on our lives. It has a huge impact on our energy levels. It has a massive impact on our confidence, how we feel about ourselves, how we are with our families and friends and the important things of our lives that are outside of work. It was just, it was just such a big thing for her. So when we started working together, she said the reason that she wanted to work with me was so that I would be able to help her deal with a lot of stress, and to be able to get through for the next couple of years until she sort of started to think about moving into her retirement job. And it was really interesting because obviously I'm there to support her in whichever way we can, but because of the work we started to do, she really started to build her confidence even more. She started to recognize, we talked a lot about what's really, really important to her, what she wants to get out of a working environment, what she wants to get out of her career, and really drill down on those things. And when I start asking that questions of a lot of my clients, it's such a simple question, what are the things that are important to you? However, I find that when, I'm working with, busy professional women, sometimes they've thought about that, sometimes they haven't. Sometimes they've been, a mom and a career woman and wearing all of these other hats for such a long time that they kind of start to forget to ask themselves these massively important questions. So once we started to revisit what was important to her, talk to her, help her, she built her confidence up so much. She was starting to stand up for herself more and for her team. She was, pushing back on a lot of things. It became evident to her that staying in that organisation wasn't the right thing for her to do. Although it was a challenge, she decided in the end it wasn't her challenge and that she could add much more value in other organisations. Leading to when I started, when we came to the end of our 6-month coaching program last year, she had just taken another job. She's working for a really big organisation where she feels supported, where she feels challenged in a positive way, where there's lots of opportunities to do different things, where she actually gets out to meet the clients, like at the coalface, and to be able to speak to them in a respectful way, which is something that wasn't happening at the last business. So it was so great to speak to her yesterday or the other day because, all the work we did together, and just as we finished working together, she'd taken this new job. So it's so lovely to hear back from her that it's all going fantastically. I mean, look, she still has bad days. She still gets tired at the end of a week, but it's a different type of tired and it's a different type of challenge than she was facing before. I know with myself when I've stayed in jobs for way too long, which I've done a number of times, it's generally because it's serving me on some level. It's working for me in some way. I know one business I worked for, the job wasn't fantastic at all. It wasn't challenging me, but the people there were so much fun that I stayed probably about 6 months, 12 months longer than I could have, or that maybe I probably should have. Other organisations I worked for, the management and leadership team, that I was working in just really wasn't aligned with it. And when that happens, it really sucks our energy. But when we step back and we ask ourselves why we're staying in a job that's not making us happy, there's always something that's serving us. There's always a reason for us to stay. However, we need to make a decision ourselves whether that's a thing we're willing to put up with, to just put up with not being happy, to just stay being average, to stay playing small, whatever it is for you. Because when we start asking ourselves those smarter questions, that's when we start coming up with, well, you know what? It's no longer working for me here. I'm going to start making some changes. Now, that's not always the case, obviously. It's not always about moving businesses. It might be about changing the way that you're working. It might be about, getting more upskilled. It could be about a whole bunch of stuff as well. But I just wanted to share that with you because I've spoken to a few people recently that are like, I'm thinking about a career change, or I thought this time of the year I would have had another opportunity. We have to go out there and create those opportunities. We need to make these choices ourselves, because if we're choosing to put up with what it is that we're not happy with, that's a choice. And there's another choice that we can make where we can actually start taking action to get ourselves out of there. So I wanted to share that with you today, and also let you know that I'm running a boot camp next week on Tuesday night on the 28th of March. I've got a bunch of fantastic people coming along. It's an online masterclass for women leaders who are really ready to take their career to the next level and do it in a way where they can create sustainable energy and really get in touch with the things that are important for them. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, I'm going to add the link to the Facebook post today, to the Facebook Live. So please share it with all your friends. You get a discount if you bring a friend along, or you sign up a friend at the same time. So it's awesome. It's very affordable. It's 2 hours of jam-packed of insights, aha moments, and popcorn, where you'll have fabulous realizations throughout the night and be able to put a real blueprint or a plan together for yourself moving forward, whatever that is. So let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to speaking to you soon, and I'll catch you tomorrow on Facebook Live. See you later.